Sport has a great way of breaking down cultural divides, but not even I expected to find a cricket fanatic in the traditional Hutong area of Beijing. In fact, this guy is so obsessed with the sport, they call him Cricket Lou.
喂，等会儿，
哦，
谁呀？
Oh. Hello, ni hao. Hello, I brought you a cricket bat.
That's right, Cricket Lou and Mrs. Lou are China's most famous cricket enthusiasts.
I can't believe that you love cricket.
And they've invited me into their home to share their passion.
这个
Yeah, so that's for you.
喜欢。这地震
But
好
it
吧？
seems something has been lost in translation. Cricket Lou likes crickets of the insect variety.
These crickets.
As it turns out, cricket fighting in China stretches back a lot longer than Australia's love of the bat and the ball.
这是我们中国传统的东西，1500年历史了。这是以前皇帝玩的东西。哎，这好的，你看比匹马都值钱好的。
So they're kung fu crickets.
Yes.
Crickets normally only fight once in their life,
Sure.
but Lou still gives them the 5-star treatment.
So these are cricket food bowls. So water bowl and dinner plate.
轰它到这里边。
But despite all this care, these chirpy creatures only live for 100 days. Then they're farewelled in extravagant miniature coffins. And it's not just Cricket Lou who has a love for these little guys. They're kept as pets all across China and celebrated for their distinct song.
What is in here?
这是什么？揣在冬天，就现在揣在怀里边，听叫的，呱呱呱呱呱，听它叫。
Oh, he's quite beautiful. So instead of having an iPod in your pocket, you have a cricket.
Yes.
Well, even though it's not exactly his forte, I do have another gift to thank Cricket Lou for his hospitality.
In Australia, this is very important. It's called a baggy green. I'll give you this as a gift. Would you like that?
No. 中国不喜欢戴绿帽子。
Why not?
北京人戴绿帽子就说老婆外父跟人跑了。No.
Can you?
And even though I've offended my host,
Yes, many.
he's still kind enough to offer me a traditional home-cooked meal.
Very good. You know, Mr. Lou, you would like Australia. Beer and cricket.
cricket. 干杯。
Kanbei.
The English countryside, filled with the sights of quaint villages, the smells of nature, and the sounds of men hitting dirt. And next up for a mud milkshake is yours truly.
What was that?
I'm in Cornwall, England, a 4-hour drive from London. And just 1 hour earlier, I was warm, dry, and working in my other capacity as a respectable vet. That was until the local staff decided to throw down a certain gauntlet.
Right then, Chris, you're in Cornwall. Are you man enough to do Cornish wrestling?
What's Cornish wrestling?
You wear a canvas jacket and you do it on the grass outside.
We've all had a go.
Well, you have not all had a go.
Yes. Come on. Are you man or mouse?
I don't need to have my masculinity questioned.
Well, you are if you walk away.
As a traveller, I'm always stuck to the mantra, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I've run with the Maasai warriors in Kenya. Frozen with the locals in Japan.
It's so cold!
Danced up a storm in the Cook Islands. Then cleaned the traditional way in Borneo.
Is this safe?
And I'm definitely not the sort to back away from a challenge.
I can hardly see.
This on? Besides, on my travels, I've been blessed with a few mysterious abilities.
Power.
With my power, can I run faster?
Yeah.
Swim
Yeah.
faster?
Yeah.
Am I more powerful with the ladies?
No.
So how bad
Get-
could this really be?
Get in the field. Come on, you ain't got all day. I phoned your next of kin this morning.
And the wrestling warrior they're pitting me against is little Jeff.
Under 16s champion, under 18s champion, soon to be the heavyweight champion. Good luck.
Well, at least I'll have the support of the locals.
I think Chris will go badly.
The aim is to get your opponent flat on his back. And we're playing first to 3. You might have the experience, but I've brought the smack talk.
Apparently you normally just wrestle girls, mate.
Oh, really?
I saw that move coming last week.
Okay, so little Jeff has drawn first blood, but I'm not taking it lying down. Score 1 for the Bondi Brawler.
The most worrying thing for me isn't so much Jeff, it's how much these nurses are enjoying this.
Now, it looks like Jeff's taking it seriously. But I'm no pushover either.
Okay, final bout. Let's settle this.
Well, if I've learned one thing from that painful defeat, it's to do as the Romans do, unless they happen to be gladiators.
I'm keeping this. To remind me to never ever come back.
Australia versus England. England, definitely.
I'm off on my next adventure, somewhere known for its rich history, delicious food, and express tailoring. I'm heading to Hoi An in central Vietnam. And it's here where I'm on a mission, but more about that later.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Muddy water isn't what you normally associate with one of the most beautiful places on Earth. But if it wasn't for this stuff, Hoi An would be a very different place.
Back in the early 19th century, this once busy trading port became desolate after the harbour silted up, magnificently flooding every wet season, trapping it in a time warp. But today, it's buzzing once again as tourists are drawn to its unique vibe.
Yep, it seems that around here, good things come to those who wait. And look, while I don't have 150 years, I want to put the theory to the test that in Hoi An, patience is everything. But first, I've got to sharpen up.
Luckily, I brought a spare pair of dry shoes. With over 500 tailor shops, Hoi An is not only known for its beauty, but is also a couture capital of Asia. So it's time to get me some new threads.
Oh, hello.
How can I help you?
Look, I need a little bit of help. I've been looking around your town. I've realised that my Bondi style
Yes.
isn't really going to stack up to it here.
Okay.
I need some Hoi An glam.
Okay,
All right.
so follow me, please. So, Chris, first we want to get some measurement. Okay, so come in, please.
3D scanner.
Yes, 3D scanner.
You see everything?
Yes?
Everything?
Yes. Are you ready, Chris?
I think so.
And I've heard they use these super accurate measurements to create some rather interesting results.
Is that what I think it is? What are you doing with it?
Now they know my every inch, it's time to decide what to put on them.
This one is linen, 100% linen, and it's good for hot weather.
I'm still not totally convinced that Angela and I are on the same page. So, it's time to go it alone.
Oh, that is it.
Now I've found what I was looking for, I'm leaving the tailor with quite a list. And they only need 24 hours. And that gives me time to explore. So I'm climbing the numerous steps up to majestic Marble Mountain, 20 minutes north of the city. Marble Mountain stands amongst a cluster of 5 marble and limestone hills and is home to several Buddhist and Hindu grottos.
Well, I've paid my dues in sweat and stares. Now it's time to stand back and wait for the light to hit. Because that's apparently when the magic really happens.
And it's not long before the sun rays start to beam through the opening above, lighting up the incense-thick air. It is a unique and magical scene, a photographer's dream.
There's a real peace in here, but there's also a really sombre feeling, and a lot of that comes from the fact that this cave was actually a hospital for VC soldiers during the Vietnam War. So it's significant for Vietnamese people on just so many levels.
Now that was beautiful, but it is time to get back and see what magic Angela and her team of tailors have spun.
Angela,
Yes?
is it ready?
Yes, it's ready.
Yeah?
Here.
Wow. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Just 24 hours later, with my new shirt, jacket, shorts, and shoes,
Yep, drive up.
I'm set to see the nightlife. The picturesque Lantern Festival of Hoi An is traditionally celebrated on a full moon, and there's a time-honoured tradition here that you can make a wish on a floating lantern.
Can I have one of those, please? Game on. Thank you very much. Ooh. So in a town that could teach anyone that patience is a virtue, it's time for one final wish. Great Barrier Reef is truly one of the greatest natural wonders of the world, but if there is a downside, it's the fact it's big. It's as big as Japan big.
And there's just so much amazing stuff to see. But with only one day to capture it all, I've come to a place that has the best the reef has to offer, all found in less than half a square kilometre. I'm on Lady Elliot Island, 370 kilometres north of Brisbane, on the southern edge of the Great Barrier Reef. And this is one island with an unusual origin.
You know how people say being pooed on by a bird is actually good luck and you never really believe them? Well, here it actually is true, because without bird poo, this island wouldn't actually exist. What happened was the coral reef out here built up very slowly. Once it got to a certain level, it came out of the water. Then birds could nest in it. They did what they do. They pooed a lot, and all of a sudden, it became a perfect place for trees to grow.
And there's one lady who knows a lot about Lady Elliot, marine biologist Maggie.
Maggie,
Hey,
that doesn't seem right. What, out here you can actually walk on the reef?
you most definitely can, as long as you're walking on those sandy trails out here.
Is that what makes this island unique?
Yeah, it does make us really, really special, because people who don't like to go snorkeling can come straight out here and they can check out that reef.
And not get their hair wet?
Exactly, just like you.
It's not about the hair.
Are you sure?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go check it out.
It doesn't take long before we meet our first curious creature.
Okay, so what we've got here is a sea hare. Now, these are a type of marine snail. They don't look like a snail because their shell's now inside their body and the foot's completely covered it. And these guys are hermaphrodites, so they've got both the male and female parts. The male part's located on the head there, the female part at the rear.
This may be the coolest animal I've ever seen, so I'm just gonna put the little guy in there.
This is one for the photo album. Just around the corner, there are some neighbours who are a little more demure. A couple of shy clans.
Can you tell me why, when I go near it, Yeah, it closes up like that. But it doesn't have an eye. How does it know I'm coming there?
So it's not scared of you. What it actually has are these little photosensitive dots. So when it sees a change in the light, it's actually going to close on up to protect itself. So that's its way of avoiding any sort of predators.
Well, shy or not, at least they've got a nice smile. And after conversing with a clam, my reef walk has definitely given me some awesome shots. But to find my next underwater friend, I'm going to have to go a little deeper. And rumour has it, there's a man on the island who knows exactly where they live.
How are you, John?
How are you, Chris?
You're the turtle man.
I'm the turtle man, yeah. You've got turtles right from little juveniles right up to big guys that are a couple 100 kilos. Greens, loggerheads and hawksbills. You grab your snorkel and head out there into the water and you'll see turtles. No problem at all.
Well, that was easy. The best time to find these rollicking reptiles is actually the winter months, when they come to Lady Elliot in droves. However, come summer, they also use the island to nest, lumbering up the same beach where they were born years before. And after an afternoon of swimming together, playing together, and even taking a quick selfie together, my day on the Great Barrier Reef is up.
That is just unbelievable. I mean, where else in the world can you come that close to turtles? It's almost like that turtle today wanted to tick off his human box.
We're up here on the beautiful Sunshine Coast, and we've got some awesome animals that we're going to be talking about, just like this. This is a green iguana. So these guys are actually found in South America, and you can see how big his head is. He's got this beautiful dewlap.
Sorry, Robert.
Oh, g'day. How you going?
Hey.
Good to see you.
You too. What are you doing?
This is Chub Chub. I'm talking about him.
This. In order to do stories, you've got to have a few criteria which you may not be aware of. Obviously, you have to got to be good with animals. Yep. You got to be comfortable in front of the camera.
Okay.
And,
he's great.
oh, he is he? And finally, it also helps if you're actually good at photography as well.
I love photography. That's my biggest passion.
Is it? How about this?
Okay.
Why don't you and I
All right.
take some shots around the zoo now?
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
Good
do it.
stuff. Don't let it happen again. Okay.
As Robert said, I'm on Queensland's Sunshine Coast at the world-famous Australia Zoo. There are plenty of native animals to check out here, and it's no secret that Robert Irwin is just as comfortable amongst them as he is in front of the camera. But can he prove to be a triple threat and hold his own behind the camera as well?
Awesome. I absolutely love photographing those chameleons. A flash is really important to be able to showcase those fine details. Oh, that's great.
Okay, this kid's good, but this old man still has a few tricks up his sleeve. Apparently they call this guy Fatty, but perhaps Speedy would be more appropriate.
For me, a good wildlife shot is always actually at their eye level. That way I feel like you're on the same eye line and you're really communicating directly with them. But you've got to work for it, and you've got to get dirty. Because if Fatty's getting dirty, I'm going to have to get dirty as well.
Lucky for me, echidnas love their food, so Fatty might just sit still long enough for me to get the pic I'm after. Say cheese, little guy. Got it. Well, that's one good shot in the bag. But what's my competition up to? Okay, no pressure. It's just my job on the line here.
This is pretty special, huh?
Oh, isn't this great? Aren't the lemurs just beautiful?
Wow, those little faces. What a life you lead, huh? Having these on your back door.
Absolutely. It's great for photography too, because I can go out and see all of my beautiful animal friends and photograph them.
Where did the whole love of taking photos come from?
I've always loved photography since I was just knee-high to a grasshopper. And my dad loved photography as well. And it's just sort of developed from there. I've always loved taking my camera on all of the amazing trips that we get to go on. And the other special thing is that you get to share it with others as well.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite animal that you love to photograph or that you have photographed?
Birds are certainly a challenge for me.
Okay, a challenge, huh? Do you have any birds around here that we could actually photograph? I want to see you at your best.
Well, actually, we've got a gorgeous little kookaburra named Pauline who is due to be released back into the wild. So, shall we go do that?
It's meant to be.
Yeah, sounds great. All right.
OK, Robert, last chance. Let's see what you've got.
So where did Pauline come from, Robert?
Well, Pauline was unfortunately hit by a car around this area. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. The injuries weren't too bad. She was just in the wildlife hospital for a few days, so we need to release her in the same spot that she came from. So this here is the perfect spot.
Looks nice and lively, which is always a good sign. When are you ready, mate? There's like machine guns going off there.
Oh, I know. That was wild.
Got some nice ones there.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
Sometimes you only just get one frame, don't you?
Exactly.
It's actually in focus.
It's nice to have a fast shutter speed, though.
Yeah. The zoo is good. This is just a spectacular.
This is incredible. The beautiful glasshouse mountains. How about we take a couple of shots now and then see how the light goes?
Okay.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
I really love the fine details in the mountains and how they emerge out of that horizon. And what I'm doing here is I'm using a longer lens so I can capture those details.